We're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 2. Special guest Yeti, aka Geraldine. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Hi,
It's
everyone.
called Breaking Barriers. Are you? Yeah, I see you. Yay.
Yay.
Let me share the live real quick. If you can share it, that'd be cool too.
Okay.
So we can start there. Let me add it. Uh, uh, uh. And then let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready whenever you are. Well, do we start off by cheers, sweetheart?
The heck we should. Let me. I was sharing the live. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. There. I shared it too. You can share it and then we can start. First of all, you can start by introducing yourself. Let me.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Geraldine. I am a recent graduate from UHD. I graduated with Berlin last December with our Master in Professional Accounting. I'm currently working in the oil and gas industry here in the greater Houston area.
And that's Yeti. She's been my friend since our bachelor's.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, we did our bachelor's together, our masters together, and hopefully our license
CPA.
together.
Our CPA together.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah. I always tell everyone about you because I don't think I could have done it without you. I feel like we help each other, support each other a lot to make it through all those
Yeah.
stressful times that we went through. All the
Those
tears.
long, those long hours, late nights.
Yeah. So that was great. It was a great time. I don't miss it, but I think it was great.
It was a good experience. I'll say that. You learn a lot from it.
Yes, yes, yes. I wish George was here to join us.
I know.
We should
El
send him
trío,
the
el
link.
trío.
Yeah,
Dile, únete.
I should tell him. Yeah. Hey, I saw somebody comment. Where'd she go? Angela, I think I saw her somewhere. Hi, Angela. Thank you for joining. Um, well, everybody knows who I am. Uh, you already said what you do. We can start here. If you could have a conversation with your future self, what would you ask or tell them?
I would ask myself, are you happy? Are you happy where you are in life? Are you happy with your career? Did you make the good choice? Do you
Yeah,
have any regrets? That's what I would ask myself.
I want to have future. Like, have future we're talking about.
Which
Because, oh my
version of the
God.
future?
Yeah, because, see, like, if I'm talking about like 2 years, I pray and hope that we make it where we want to be. I feel like, our life is not, haven't started yet. I feel like it's taking its time. Like, we're just starting. So I hope in 2 years or so we're where we want to be at.
I hope we don't regret it because I know our next part of our journey is our CPA,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time that we have to invest into it.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that when it's all said and done,
Mm-hmm.
we're happy with our decision.
I think it's a lot of mental health, which is gonna be our first topic because I'm not mentally ready for that
Hmm.
because I know it's gonna involve a lot of late nights, like, and probably disappearing from the world for a while, just to be able to make that happen.
I think it will all go down to how you manage your time,
Yeah.
like your time management. Can you schedule yourself a few hours a day or maybe a whole day just to
Hmm.
study? But you're right. I do see ourselves disappear for a couple, like about a year,
Yeah, because
about a year.
I think about a year because I don't want distractions. I feel like I get distracted easily. Like even when I work from home, like I'm like, oh, that or this or that, and on my phone, things like that. So I think I'm probably gonna really delete like everything out of my phone because I just wanna focus on that. If I really want it.
Yeah.
And I asked a few people at work, like, what helped you guys like pass that test? And everybody was like, the first thing you can do is overstudy. And I'm like, I was thinking about that. So maybe we shouldn't really go like 100% on that, but just also focus on our, mental health
And
as
mental
well.
health. I feel like we did make the good choice of taking a few months
Yeah.
between our masters and our license, our CPA,
Hmm.
because I think we talked about it. We were like, okay, we're gonna take about 6 months because
Yeah.
we need to decompress about all the crap that we.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry,
No,
all
you're
the,
fine. You're fine.
all the stuff that we did for our masters. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was a little too much. So, I just want to be able to put my brain into it and then still be with the kids live at some point.
and I think also you have to think about your workload. Will your work
Girl, that's
hinder
another thing that I'm like,
hinder you?
I chose the wrong place to start.
I told you. I was like, Lynn.
Oh my god! But I have hope that they would understand how important that is. I
Yeah.
have hope. If it's not, then it's not gonna be for me. Like the place, like if they don't understand that I have to put a lot of time into it.
And it comes back to work life balance. Does your employer have work life balance for you? Because that's something that I discussed fairly early on in the hiring process. I was like, what's your work life balance? I was like, do you cater for those in accounting, especially that we have to study for the CPA? Do you give us like a
Yeah,
day off to go take the test, or do we have to take it out of our PTO? And they were like very understanding. They were like, no, we want you to be successful.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we want
So,
you to pass the test.
yeah, but see, that's what made me say yes to them because it's unlimited days off.
Oh, okay.
So I'm probably gonna take advantage of that because I want to be okay mentally. Like I fear that I will not be if they overwork me and then I overstudy and then I'm gonna just come home to like knock out or cry.
Yeah.
You know. So let me go with the next one. I think I have my volume up. Whoops. Okay. Well, let's start then. We're gonna start with mental health because that's what matters.
Okay.
What's the most memorable or impactful piece of advice you received about mental health?
Um, it would be kind to yourself, because sometimes we're not kind to ourselves. We're our biggest critics. Um, if we're not successful on a test, we're like, oh, you didn't study hard enough.
Mhm.
You could have done better, or no te pusiste las pilas,
Yeah.
para estudiar. Y sometimes that's not healthy. Because
Mm-mm.
instead of motivating you, it makes you want to be like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not gonna take it again. Like I'll
Yeah.
give up on the first test, and be kind to yourself. And that's something that I've had to realize over the years, that
Hmm.
it's okay if you don't pass on the first time. There's always the second time and the third time and the fourth
As long as
time.
you can.
And as long as you can,
Yeah.
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 What about
That
you?
that's true. I think when I became a mom, because I always put them as a priority, that I completely forget about myself. So my best friend, I remember she told me like, you gotta start taking care of yourself because if you don't, nobody else is going to.
Yeah.
And I made a promise to myself before the year ended that I'm gonna start doing that. And honestly, I've been doing great at that.
Yeah.
Like I'm going out, not a lot, but I used to say no to everything because I was tired, because I couldn't or I just didn't feel like leaving my house.
Mhm.
So I think that played a huge part, especially being a mom and everybody's always on you and all these things. So I was like, nah, I'm still gonna be a mom. It doesn't make me a bad mom. So I've been doing that, you know. Like if you invite me, I'm going. Like there is no I'm tired or something. Even when I'm tired, I still wanna go.
But do you
So
feel like all of this extra time that you have now is because you're done with school?
yeah, that too.
So do you feel
Because
like it's gonna change once you start studying for
I
the
I
CPA
think
again?
so, but I don't wanna be all depressed while going, while studying and stuff. So
Mhm.
I think we should try to find what schedule works for us the best.
Yeah.
Like maybe make it like Sunday. We're not studying Sunday, for example. If we're
Yeah.
working, I can just go after work, even if it's like an hour a day or something.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like try to make some time that is just for family or just for us. So as long as we can work on that, then I think we should be okay. I hope. We'll see.
The hope is always
We'll see. We'll
we
see
have
how
to
that
hope.
goes.
That's all
Cause
we can do.
I am nervous. What I? All
Uh,
right.
Maybe we should explain what the CPA is
Oh,
because
we're like talking about
we're
it, and it's
talking
like,
about it, but okay,
yes.
so
Go ahead.
CPA stands for Certified Public Accounting. So that's the license that a lot of accountants have. You don't, it's not required to get, but it's a lot of companies persuade you to get it. They're like, well, if you get it, you get that nice bonus. You're at a
They
whole
encourage
different
you.
salary scale and stuff. And in the CPA, you have four tests, right? Yeah,
Yeah, fine.
four tests that you have to pass. Uh, it, you get approved for about 2 years, and within those 2 years, you have to take those four tests. And it's I'll say it like it's for the CPA for us in accounting is kind of like the MCAT for people that are in the medical field.
Mhm.
It's that hard. It's that
Yeah.
vigorous. It's that stressful. So you can only imagine.
Yeah. That's what people describe it as. Literally, you put the perfect
Yeah,
words, and that's why I'm like, But I don't. I refuse to just not do it. Because I'm
yeah,
scared. Like I'd rather give it a try. I'd rather us going for it than regret it later for not doing it. And that's why we took those extra classes. Because I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it, but let's just take the classes and then we can decide later on which we did.
yeah.
But
I don't think there was a lot of deciding. It was me telling you we're doing it, Berlin. Let's go.
pretty
Let's do
much,
it.
I didn't know you were gonna be that already like that. Because I was like, okay. We have my goal was by June.
Yeah,
What it still kind of is, but I didn't know how long the process was gonna take. So whenever you said I'm gonna start, I'm like, okay, we're doing this. Like,
that's
yes,
right,
whenever
Ricky.
now.
You never know unless you try.
And that's what we're doing. We're trying.
And
Thanks, Angela.
I feel like you have a very great support system. Your husband, Ricky.
Yes.
I've been there
Shout
on
out.
the yes. Shout out to Ricky. I've been there when we've had to take tests, and he's over there with the kids,
Yep.
juggling all three boys, and we're over here like stressing out about
Yeah.
taking a test. So shout out to Ricky.
Yeah. Shout
He's
out
the
to
real one.
Ricky. Yeah, I don't think I could have done it honestly without him because a lot of people, I guess, you have to watch the kids. You have to do everything because the husband can't help or he just doesn't feel like it. So I don't think I could have done it. I would tell him like, "Hey, I have a test. I need you home early or something." And he will
Yeah,
make sure to be here. So shout out.
we love a supporting kid.
Yeah, yeah, you heard that. Um, well, now everybody knows what a CPA is. That's the one we just went through. Okay. How do you prioritize self care while juggling school and other responsibilities?
I would say find something that's small that you enjoy to do, and at least give yourself tell yourself at least once a month I'm gonna do it. For me, it's going to the spa. I I make it a priority that I have to be at the spa at least every other paycheck. Go
Yep.
get a little peppery on. Go get a facial. Go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Little things that make you feel good. like a
Yeah.
little reward after a long day of work, or a little reward after a stressful end of the month. It's those who are in accounting know end of the month
Yep.
is stressful, beginning of the month is stressful. We will disappear. Don't talk to us porque tenemos mil cosas que estamos haciendo.
Yep. That is so true. I just my self care, like I said, is literally accepting whatever invitation you have for me, and it's helped me so much because I was always like home, my kids, and that's it. So I think that's helping me a lot.
Mhm.
Like I love to be out and just enjoy that, even if it's like this weekend we went to a barbecue, things like that. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like a club or something,
Mhm.
but we did a barbecue with my best friends, and then that was great. So little things like that help so much instead of just focusing on working and the kids and everything. All right. What's one thing you wish people understood about mental health?
Mm. That we're scared to talk about it. It's it's something that we don't want to tell anybody. That we're like, I'm just gonna deal with it by myself. I don't want to share it with anybody. And it takes a lot of courage to reach out and ask for help. I know for me per se, I don't like talking about my what's stressing me out or what's giving me anxiety. But there's been occasions that I'll reach out to Melena. I'm like, Melena, I'm in the point about I'm about to drop this class,
Yeah. Oh my
and
god.
that and it takes a lot to reach out to somebody who's not family, who's a friend, and be like,
Hmm.
dude, I'm about to drop this class. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna pass this test. I don't know how I'm gonna pass this class. Like, and that person is just there to give you like a pep talk, be like, hey, you got this. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You did it before. You could do it again.
Hmm.
Uh, so,
That is so true. I just wish they were more understanding.
mm,
Like it's nothing personal, but just be more understanding. Like give me some time. Like sometimes you just need to, some time for yourself and disappear for a little bit. So
I'll say that the hardest persons to understand are parents, especially if
yeah.
you come from a Hispanic household.
Oh my god.
En su diccionario no hay nada de depresión.
Nada.
Like,
Mm-mm.
you could tell them, "Oh, mom, like I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling down," and they're like, "Oh, it's because you don't have anything to do." I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, man,
Busca qué hacer.
busca qué
Busca
hacer."
qué hacer. Like literally. Yeah, and I don't think I have ever like opened up to my parents about anything neither. It was always, my best friends, and thank God for them because they helped me through a lot of bad situations that I never really, spoke about to anybody. So I'm really grateful for them because you go through a lot, and it's like you have to pick wisely who to go with, because if not, you're gonna feel crazy, like
Yeah.
nobody cares or something, or alone. So that is true. Um, what's one small thing that brings you joy on a thought mental health day?
That over that is more common now to talk about it. You know, there's open forums, and that people are more welcoming. If you say, "Hey, I'm having this issue," they're more accepting and more willing to help you out than before.
Hmm. That's true. I don't have anything for that. If you could give one piece of advice to someone going through a tough time, what would it be?
I'll say this: it's like very common. Everybody says it. It's like it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
It'll get better. There is a light at the end of that tunnel. So
Yep.
it
Yep.
might be tough at first, but it does get better with time.
Yep. I was gonna say that, so took that out of my mind. But yeah, it gets better. It's just everything's just temporary.
No.
That is true. So I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google what this meant because I never heard of it.
What did you find out?
Go ahead. Ricky told me I actually forgot what it was. So
Okay, so Rick, we need Ricky on this. So imposter syndrome is when, and this might not be the most accurate like definition, but this is how I translate it. When you achieve something, but you don't feel like you're worthy of it.
yes, that's what he said.
Basically, like for me, how I ended up where I am in my career, sepa, like I don't know how I got there. Don't
Yep.
ask me. I'll tell you what steps I took, but I have no idea how I got there. Uh, so sometimes I do feel like a little imposter, especially when I have to having a conversation with a director. And I mean, if you know the pyramid of like a company, directors are like right there under the
Mhm.
VPs, and you're having to give a conversation to them, and they're listening and they want your input and everything. It's kind of like when you're done, you take a step back and you're like, wow, how a little old me is telling a director how they need to run their
Yeah.
business.
Yep.
That's like more of like an imposter syndrome.
I have nothing on that. So
You never
I
feel
do.
like that. You never feel like
See, I do, but right now I feel like I'm in the weirdest situation because as an intern, I feel like you're limited to what you can do, suggest or say or anything. So I feel like
yeah.
right now I'm just like so right now, no, not really. I just
That's
try to
also true. What Ricky just said, like you don't feel accomplished, but everybody around you sees it, but you.
yeah. No, like I said, well, at least at work, no, because internship is just hits different. And my previous job, I feel like I kicked ass, so I don't think so. What's one of your biggest challenges in life?
Mm, that's a good one. Biggest challenges in life: say no to people.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm the queen of saying yes to everybody, and sometimes I overbook myself, and I hate letting people down. And
Yep.
over time, I've had to learn to say no and be like, "Hey, sorry, but like I have so much shit I have on my plate this week. I just can't help you right now. But once I'm done,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all yours."
Put yourself first for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's. I would say not putting myself first. Definitely. Like I can be completely drained mentally and everything that I don't. It's a huge challenge, I guess, because I'm still giving.
Mhm.
Even if I'm feeling some type of way, I'm still there. I'm still doing. I'm still giving whatever I have left to everyone, and that sucks sometimes because it drains you a lot. What do people misunderstand most about you?
That I have my life together. I feel I feel like a lot of people see how I carry myself and they think that I have everything figured out, and where in reality I don't. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Uh, I'll say something like I am thankful for a lot of the things that I've been able to reach this past year, but
Hmm.
I don't have everything figured out, guys.
But
I
they
still
see you
struggle.
like that.
But they see me like that. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
like you have your own place, you paid off your car, you graduated debt free, you went from your bachelor's to your master's, and now you do your CPA. Like, dude, tienes todo, like everything hecho,
Yep.
and eh, I do, but not really because I still struggled with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
And see, now that you mentioned that, I feel like a lot of people just look at the successful part of it. Like they don't look like what you went through to accomplish like each one of them. They're just like, dang, you're so lucky
Yeah.
because you have all these things and you're accomplishing so much. But it's like, do you even know what I went through? Like
Did
it
you
was
see
not
the
easy.
struggle? Were you there for the struggle part?
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like nothing was handed to you. Like I feel like you work your butt off to have
Yeah.
everything that you do. But yeah, I think the same. Like a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, you're a mom and you're doing all these things. Like it's so badass." Same thing. It's like, man, the amount of stress.
Vieran.
Seriously, I mean, it feels good when you hear it because it's like some of these people like see you as a great example to also do something themselves. So that feels good, but at the same time, it's like it's so hard. It is so hard, especially when you're limited to the amount of help you can get.
Se me cayó
The
el
wine.
teléfono. No, el teléfono.
But yeah, I feel like you're very limited to the help. A lot of people have great system, like support system. So I feel like not a lot of people do. Like I only have Ricky, and the times that my mom helped me or something, but
Mhm.
it's not the same as like other people do. Like they get so much help. CPS, or you mean CPA? Because we don't do CPS. If you have the opportunity to do it, then do it. I will support Berlin. Thanks, babe. Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
He wants to be a
See,
stay-home dad.
he wants to be the trophy dad. There you go. Straight a trophy husband is it called?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, yeah, I feel like he supports whatever craziness I have mentioned, or brought it up to us. Like, hey, I want to do this or I want to do that, and he never questions it. So he
I
knows
think
it's for us.
I think that's very important in a partner. You know, when you're
Yeah,
looking for a partner, find yourself a partner who is gonna motivate you and is gonna be there to support you. You know, en
yeah.
todas las cosas de la vida, no solamente en las like on the good things, but
Mm-hmm.
also on the bad things.
Yep. Yeah, if you don't, it's just gonna be so bad because you're gonna be alone
Yeah.
and you're gonna feel more stressed out and probably gonna feel like giving up. But if you have that good, help or partner, I think it's a great thing because it makes you want to keep going. Like it doesn't like pull you back and like make you want to stop doing things.
Mhm.
What is your favorite thing about yourself and why?
I'll say how outgoing I am. I'm a social butterfly. I can walk
Yes.
into a room. I can walk into a room and become friends with just about anybody.
Yep.
So I think, and I'll say that a lot of the opportunities I've gotten over the years has been because of that, of
Mhm.
my outgoing person, of how outgoing I am. I don't care if you're like the CEO or just another intern. I'll treat you the same way.
Yep.
You know. And I'll try to make a connection with you or relate to you in some sort of way. So I'll say that, like,
And I think that's actually how we met, because it's like we
because of
become
Jorge.
cool. He introduced us, yes,
Yes.
but you are
Then
very
he left
outgoing.
me, but you both left me.
Yeah.
You guys decided to go. You guys decided to graduate together for the bachelor's, and then I had to wait a whole semester long. I was like, Belen, I thought you and I were
Oops.
friends.
Yep, we left. We left. What's your biggest fear?
Mm, not being successful. Actually, no. Correction. Not making my mom proud. That
Oh,
that ooh, that one. If you're Hispanic and I'll come, or actually any minority, making our parents proud, that's our biggest fear. Like
yeah.
failure to complete that for them.
Mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm. I
that's
know she's proud as hell. I just know she is because other things you're done.
girl. but my mom is like that type of mom that doesn't tell you that she's proud of you,
Yeah.
and that's a whole other mental health thing that we can talk
Another
about.
episode.
A whole other episode.
Only about mental health. Yep. Mine is the same, but not with my parents. Because I know, regardless what I do, honestly, I feel like they would always be proud. But I want to make my kids proud. You know, like
Okay.
how cool would it be for them to be like, oh, what's your mom, and qué hace de trabajo o algo, and
Mhm.
then you're like, oh, she's this and that, and she's done this, and then they can check like, oh, she has a master, things like that. it,
Yeah.
it, it just feels great
You know how
knowing that.
qué bonito es. When you fill out what's your parents' highest level of like
Yeah, yeah, that's
success school, and
hmm
if you come from like immigrant parents, love them. Han venido a este país. They give it everything to us, but it's nice to be able to be like, my mom completed a master's.
yeah,
You know?
because you know how hard it was. Maybe they didn't do it because A or B reason. They had to give
Yeah.
you the best. It's not because they didn't want to. Like a
Yeah.
lot of us, and that's gonna be the also the other subject we're gonna talk about. But um, it feels good, not in a bad way, but in a good way. Like the fact that now your kids are gonna add that on everything they filled out. It's just great.
What's your parents' highest level of school? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
If
it's
they
a
could
school.
check, they could check out masters.
Everything. So that feels, I think
Yeah.
that feels great. That feels great. Like the fact that I'm doing that, mostly for them to be able to show that off and put my mom completed this or that. Like I think that's great. What's something surprising you learn about yourself?
Mm. That I have ambition.
Yeah.
Like, I see myself being someone. I don't know what it is or what's que me va a dar la vida. I don't know what life is gonna give me,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a vision and ambition to pursue my goals and try to achieve the best that I can.
Yep. I love that. I learned that I can, how do I say this? Like
You could do it
nothing can
all.
stop me. You know what I mean?
You could do it
Like
all. Wonder
holy
Mom.
crap. Yeah, like holy crap. Like I really just I'm capable to accomplish so many things even though, I'm a mom or my schedule's crazy or I'm stressed out or whatever the situation is. Like I am amazed of all the things that I been able to even do, you know,
Hmm.
as a mom.
Just like, Ellen,
So
I'm gonna put you on my contacts as Wonder Woman. You could do it
I
all. You could do it all.
like that. So I think that, like I'm so surprised of everything I have accomplished. Like I had no idea I was able to even put my energy into something like that.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Off topic. Did Back in the days, did you ever see yourself getting to all the way to this point in your life? Like when you had your
Mm,
first baby to now, do you te lo hubieras imaginado? Like, did you ever cross your mind that you were gonna be graduated with your master's and pursue your CPA
see,
and
no.
working for a accounting firm?
That accounting firm, like that's still like a freaking like dream, because I
That's
remember.
imposter syndrome. Like everybody can see your achievements except for yourself.
Yeah, true. But see, I did my associates when Yadiel was like 2 years old.
Okay.
So I did it when he was really little. But I didn't know how useless that was going to be. An associate's in accounting. I mean, if you're lucky to find something with an associate's, cool. But I had no idea how useless it was. I literally
Okay.
couldn't find nothing. I had to stick to dental, and then I was like, nah, I can't do it. I have to keep going. So I wanted a whole different career back then. So I saw myself becoming what I wanted to, but a lot of doors were closed. So I just did what I could have at the moment, which
Okay.
was accounting. So, what's the most important lesson you learned in life?
Not everybody is perfect,
including us.
including us.
Yep,
We we strive to be perfect, but no.
yep, yep. I'm trying to post this because I don't have the link. Sorry. Um, I have learned that you're capable to do whatever the hell you want if you put your mind into it. That's what I think. Like if you say I really want to do that, it would happen. If as long as you put your mind into it, you
Hmm.
know. What's something you want to change about yourself in the next year?
Uh, take some personal time,
That's nice.
and because I'll say this, I completed my associates and I went straight to my bachelor's, completed my bachelor's, went straight to my master's, completed my master's, went straight go straight to my
No
CPA,
breaks.
no breaks.
Yep.
Literally, I think un año I graduated for one and then graduated for the other one like literally a few months apart.
Yep.
So take a break, like enjoy, like stop and smell the roses, you know, porque
Man.
I feel like I lost so much time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true.
Like I don't know who oh I know who Yeri is, but I haven't figured out what she really who she really is, you know? Because
Yeah.
I've always been so caught up with school. I've
Yeah.
never
So
taken time.
busy.
Yeah, I've never taken time to actually be like sit here and just be like, "Oh, okay, I like this."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But a la misma vez me conozco. I can't sit still for very long. Like I need to uh, try to achieve something else.
I say we plan a trip after we complete that because we're gonna need it. I'm gonna save my PTO just so we can take a trip because
Where are we
we're
going?
gonna.
Puerto Rico?
Hey, let's go.
Why
I've been
not?
wanting to go. I've been wanting to go so bad, so we can save.
Is a girls trip? Like, is it just a girls trip or oh, what we do? Do I, you
We'll
know,
see.
Ricky's probably on the other end, like, excuse me,
Yeah, he's
no me van
probably
a
like,
llevar,
hey, I
no me
was
van a
part of it
llevar.
too. Yeah, he's probably like, hey, Farhan is
Hey,
here.
Farhan.
Hey, thanks for joining. Um, but yeah, I want to change. Man, I hope like a year from now we accomplish that we've been wanting to,
Yeah,
and then I'm surviving at the new job, and I finally make a decision of what to do with my life by then. I feel like right now everything is so all over the place. Like I don't even know what I want in life yet. What? Oh, there he is. I was like, wait, what happened? They kick you out, Ricky. Right? Sorry. Did he get a CPA though? He should with everything
wait, no,
he
didn't I
said.
tell you to get him like a little degree?
Yes, we still need to do that.
To get him a little degree and give it to him because he earned it.
Yeah, I should have put it with like small letters on the bottom. Ricky said, "You guys are killing it, even though you're no longer in school together. You guys are still staying in touch to climb higher." I
Yes.
agree. I love that I have this woman in my life because I feel like she pushes me to not be lazy, and keep going. And I love that. That's what you need in life. Like you need someone to encourage you and
To
just
motivate you.
yeah. I think everybody needs a friend like that in their life. His face. Um, what challenge in your life shaped you the most?
Mm, I'll say not having access to the same stuff as most people. And we'll talk about it later on, but
Yes, so it's coming.
well, it's coming. Being limited to what you could set your mind to, you
Yep.
know, because okay, so as you guys know,
That's
we're doing
fine.
our CPA, but if you're not
Sorry.
Helen,
I'm
if you're
okay.
not if you're not a U.S. citizen, you're very limited of what jobs that you can go to.
Yes.
Um, there's a lot of times a lot of no's before some yes, and
A lot of them.
those could get very discouraging. So I'll say all those no's has shaped me to have tough
Yes.
skin.
Yes. And I was gonna say that too. Like I feel like all the times that they told you no
Only makes
because
you stronger.
of all A or B reason of, whatever we're gonna talk about. I feel like all of that makes you be like, okay, you don't wanna help me? Cool. I got it. On my
Yeah,
own. I will do what
I'll
I wanna do
figure it
now.
out.
Yeah. I agree. Definitely. What are you proudest of?
I'll say pay my way through college. I think that has been
Yes.
the biggest flex that I could say that I did not need help from my parents. Uh, of course, I won't say that it was all me. I paid every last dime. Of course, I got
Mm-hmm.
financial aid and scholarships, but I can at least say I paid my school. My parents didn't pay a single dime for my school. I did that on my own.
That's so
So
awesome.
that's probably the proudest thing that I could say and be like proud of.
That's awesome. Seriously. To me, I think it's just going to school or being a mom. Because I'm drowning in that. I'm the opposite. But, just being able to do it while being a mom and
Yeah.
everything was falling apart, I think it was great. It's far. Sure, get it off.
Harwa.
When in life have you felt most alone?
Mm. I'll say during my bachelor's, uh,
Mm,
like that was very, very tough mentally because I saw everybody graduate and I wasn't graduating. Uh, so that was it got to a point it got very discouraging
mm-hmm. Yep.
because I was like, damn, I'm taking the same classes and I'm not graduating with them, and they're over here graduating. What's wrong? Like, when is it gonna be my turn to walk the stage?
Yeah. So you were looking at others like graduate and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I found you and Jorge that we kind of like the little trio. I was
Yep.
like, encontré mi gente.
Yep. That's so true. Um, I mean, I don't know if it's freaking school related, but right after I had my kids, I don't know, I felt like I had someone, but yet I felt alone. If that makes sense. I felt like
Hmm.
here I am raising these kids and giving my everything, but I felt so freaking alone. But it happened. It's over. Who has been the most important person in your life?
Mm.
Can you tell me about him?
Him, it's a her. I would say my mom. My mom is the most important person in my life, and I'll say that is because she came to the U.S. with nothing and made something of herself,
Mm-hmm.
and I can always count on her if if I ever need anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So she's she's the most important person in my life. Somebody I look up to.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
that I hopefully algún día could be as great of a woman as she is.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout
Que
out to
vea
mom.
esto. Que vea esto.
Me va a decir, what are you doing? ¿Qué es
Que
esto,
vea esto.
Geraldine?
Ah, man, I have too many. Because, there's like my parents, and then there's Ricky, and of course the kids.
So those are your top three?
Yeah, the kids, Ricky and them, because they've been a great support system on everything that I
Mhm.
done, every single thing, school or not. I feel like they always been there for me. So I think they're great. What's your top strategy for success?
Uh, hmm. Bellingy. What's
Yeah, yeah.
yours?
Yo, man, what always helped me was keep your eyes on the goal.
Okay.
Like when we started our masters, I was like, ¿Cómo lo vamos a hacer? Like how the heck are we gonna do this? I started working full time.
Mhm.
I was so busy, so I'm like, how is this even gonna happen? Like I don't even know how we're gonna do it. Like I was freaking out, low key. But it's like I prioritize, work, then the school. When we had to meet, we had to meet, and that like
Mhm.
we had to be there. Except for the I think it was Carol G concert that I missed school. But other than that, it was like if we had to meet at school, we had to work around like the kids' schedule. Remember, like
Mhm.
baseball and stuff. So we always like put our priorities where they should have. There was
Okay.
times that I like we even canceled plans or I didn't see my friends or hang out with nobody for like the whole year just so I can take care of the masters.
Mhm.
So
Okay. So for me, it would be time management.
Mhm.
Live. I'll say after my masters, I've learned to live by a calendar.
Yeah,
If you're not in the calendar, we
yeah.
don't have an appointment.
I swear to God. Oh my God, you're so right.
Si no
Jeez.
estás en el calendario, we
Yeah,
don't have anything going on.
yeah. I will forget.
I'll
That's
forget.
so right.
I am so sorry. Uh,
That that's
and,
so funny.
and that's something I got from my good friend Casey. She will, whenever we want to hang out, she'll send us a screenshot of her calendar and be like, "This is what I have
Yep.
going on. What day in this that is empty works for
Oh,
you?"
God.
And I'm like, you know what? I need to schedule like
Yep.
a 3 weeks in advance, and I have to give her a 24-hour notice if I have to cancel.
Yeah. That's so funny. I think that's just a grown up thing. Because, I
Yeah.
hang out with my best friends this weekend. And it's funny because we've been wanting to have a girls' night out. Like, it's been a year actually since we
Mhm.
had a girls' night out. So we're like, so my calendar, I can on the 6th. I can. So we're all like, how about the 20th? So I literally had my phone and I was looking like, okay, so
I'll
20,
be like,
20th.
I
Yeah.
could do the 20 after 7. Does that work for you?
Yeah, like the day that you sent me the invitation for the housewarming, I literally put it on my calendar because if it's not there, I'll forget.
Yeah.
Like it won't happen. That's just how it is.
I
Okay.
will say I'm not like the calendar thing is great, but you have to be on top of it because
Yeah.
then it won't work.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. All right. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone starting a new school year?
Ooh. I would say get the syllabus. Day one, get the syllabus,
Print them out before school starts.
print them out before school starts,
Have it ready.
put buy a calendar,
Yep.
put every important day of that syllabus of all of them so you can see them visually because I'm a visual person. I need to see it. And then plan your vacations and your hangouts and whatever else you want
Yes.
to do around school. So that would be my key to success. Whatever it is, put it on the calendar and then plan it out.
Yeah. Seriously. Thank you, Ari. I'm
Thank
so glad
you.
you're watching us. That is, that's so funny because it's true. That is so
Yes,
true.
I highly recommend the calendar thing.
It's the only thing, like seriously. Yeah, I would do the same thing. And you may not always find like a school buddy because I didn't have one till I met you, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really didn't have one. So,
I think I would send you my calendar. I'd be like, okay, Belen, this is all of our syllabus for the next, what is it, 3 months?
yes. Oh my God.
And
Sometimes it
Belen's
was
like,
like
what?
8 weeks.
Yeah, Camilla is like, why are you stressing me out on day one?
Yeah, yeah, I'm like, girl, or you be like, I already started the first assignment. I'm like, school starts tomorrow. What are you talking about? I haven't
She
even
was
looked
like,
at
we
it.
need to finish it before.
Yeah, so we don't have. Remember, we didn't have to pay like the actual book. We'll be like, we
Oh
have
my
two
god!
weeks of free trial. Let's get to it. I love that about us. I feel like
I
we
mean,
save
like,
so much money.
you know, you know what? I'll take half of the work. You take the other half.
Yeah,
We'll meet halfway. Send me
I
all your
love that.
answers.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. To
Sorry,
be
that's a
honest.
lie, professors. We actually did all of our work.
Yep, that's so funny. It's so true. See, little things like that, I do miss it. Why lie? Like I do miss it.
Yeah. I feel like what's the scariest part about facing the CPA is that it all comes down to you. You don't have a buddy to
Oh,
like
yes,
piggyback from, you
yes,
know.
and
And I'll be so sad if one of us passes and the other one doesn't. I think it
you
will
know,
break my heart because I know how hard either you or I would put like the work we were gonna put into it, and then one of us doesn't
yes.
pass. Voy a llorar contigo, or tú vas a llorar conmigo.
See, I was thinking about that. Like, man, like, what if I fail, you pass, or the other way? And I'm like, let's not think about that like that.
Yeah,
How about we both pass,
there
even
we
if it's
go.
not the first try?
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna pass the second time, but we're gonna do it together. Cause I was trying not to think like negative at all.
I
Like,
feel
let's
like
just stick to it.
if it does happen, like if one of us passes and the other one doesn't, it's okay. You know, then we can help each other out. Be like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what? I passed this
What went
section,
wrong?
but like I passed this section. Let me give you extra tutoring,
Yeah.
so for the next time you take it, you'll be successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? There's something that my roommate, because I was telling her I was gonna do this live. She's like building each other up. That unfortunately, a lot of the times we look at each other as competition
Yeah.
instead of like helping each other be successful. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that goes back to like, dang, like I'm so glad, I have you in my life because I'm like, how else can I tell my friends, hey, let's study together,
Yeah,
But it's like I have you, I met you, and it's like we both can make sure that we study the best we can, at least during that time,
yeah,
to try to pass, Like that's the goal, like just try to pass and stay positive, like
yeah.
she said. What's one thing you wish you had known before starting school?
How hard it's gonna be,
Yeah.
like how much time that you have to actually put into it, because maybe you don't think about it because you like when you're in high school or elementary, you go to school for 8 hours and that's it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
you probably come home, study for two, do your homework. No, in college, it's the complete opposite.
It never ends.
It never ends. They said, "Oh, you only need to study 2 hours after class." No, absolutely not. You're
No.
always studying, trying to be like trying to pass your class.
And remember those 4 hour classes or 3 hour? I can't remember. I was like, well, hopefully this teacher will let us leave early. Heck no. He'd be like talking the whole time. And then we had to have our camera on. And I was like making dinner, making sure the kids were good. And I'm like, I can't do it. Like,
So we have a question actually, Farhan.
let me pull it up. What is your advice for someone who's not into education that still want to make a bunch of money? Marry a
Ooh.
sugar daddy
Or sugar mama.
or sugar mama.
No, no, but all jokes aside, I'll say this. Find something that you love to do and do it good.
Yeah.
Because then it's not gonna be a work. You're actually gonna enjoy yourself to do it. You
Yes.
know?
Yes.
So find whatever makes you happy and be successful. Be a master of it, you know?
Yes. Yes. Not just to do it, because then you're gonna be miserable your whole life.
Yeah.
Waking up like, oh, damn, another day.
Damn,
Instead
tengo
of,
que
I love this.
trabajar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So find whatever makes you happy and see if you could
Yes.
do your own business in it and be successful in it.
Yeah, that's.
Although I'll say this because I've had the privilege of working with Farhad the
Oh
first few
yeah, you
years.
did. I was like trying
I
to
had the
remember.
privilege of working with Farhad the first few years. Hmm. You'll struggle. You'll testify. You'll question if it's time to get out of the business and be like, you know what, this wasn't for me. But
Yeah, yeah,
at least you tried. You know.
that's so true. And that's what matters. As long as you try, that's all that matters.
We have another question.
Let me open it up. Of course. And I told him that so many times because I was like, do accounting. And
Yeah.
he's like, I don't like numbers. I'm like, we got you, like
Yeah.
do
We'll
it.
struggle together.
Because you can do so many things with accounting. You can do so many things. You don't necessarily have to do like, oh, I'm always gonna no. Like people think it's just math, but there is, like freaking.
Auditing, taxes,
I'm like,
auditing,
it's
taxes.
so much that comes with it. Like it's crazy. So I always tell him that, but he's not into accounting. So I'm like, okay, let's find what you like instead then. But we got you. I told him, I know, because I know you got him too. He always got
We'll,
us. So.
we'll sit together and we'll go through your options
Yep.
and it will create a plan for you to be successful and graduate on time.
Yes. 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 And I told him that. Like, let's get to it. You're welcome, Farhan. Mm-mm. What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours? What are the best resources that have helped you?
Mm. Wanting to pursue a career similar to mine, I would say be ready. It's not for the weak. Uh, it is tough, but it's going to be worth it on the other side. You know,
Yeah.
you will struggle. You will question your sanity sometimes.
For real.
You'll question yourself, but it is worth it on the other side. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Some of the best resources I've used is networking. So if you're at a job and they say, "Hey, we're gonna have a networking event," go for it. Volunteer. If there's a volunteer event, go for it because you meet so many people that way, and you never know
Yep.
because you might find a job that way too. You know, be me, be a social butterfly. Go talk to everybody and network your way through.
I never knew how important that was, to be honest, until I started this job that I have. And holy crap, my LinkedIn went up. I have
Mhm.
met so many people. I think I had like one person on my LinkedIn before I started this job. I come back from Dallas and it's like I have all these people, and I met great people. And I'm just glad I even took, the opportunity because I go everywhere. Except they're going to do like an April 18th thing, like after busy season. I'm like, sorry, I don't think I'm going. So, but because I'm out. But other than that, now I understand how important that was. Like I met amazing people.
Yeah. And their stories. Oh my god, the knowledge you get from their
Yes,
stories.
yes,
Like
yes.
sometimes okay, nosotros los jóvenes, us the young people, we don't want to listen to the old person in the group, who's telling their glory days. But sometimes those glory days stories, they have some good advice.
And
So
accounting, yeah.
in accounting, no,
Yeah.
even no, girl, investments. When I was
Oh
working at the bank,
man.
I befriended every old person that will walk through that bridge and be like, "So, how did you become so successful? Like, what's your piece of advice?"
Because it's crazy. Everything, like I never care about any of that as much as I do now. Like it's so crazy to me. Like they have, like you said, investments and things like that, and I'm like, if you talk to me,
401ks,
yeah, if you talked to me
retirement.
about this 2 years ago, I would have no idea. And now I'm like, I want it all. Like
Yeah,
now I know what to look in a company. Like now I know what I need to do with money and everything. And it's crazy everything you learn. I became friends with like a director. Like he was like a director at a huge company, and it's
Mhm.
like the advice that he gives you, it's
Mhm.
insane. Like I was just taking notes about everything. Like, but let's see. I think we talked about that. What was your childhood like?
Mm. Well, let's see. I so I come from a very loving family. I'll say that. Uh, my parents are separated, but I grew up with my mom. Nunca me faltó nada. So my childhood was very happy. I'll say it.
That's so good.
Yeah, my childhood was very happy. Of course, like every family, you will always have fights. Like
Yep.
nothing is like sunshine and rainbows, but
Crazy.
yeah, yeah, but it wasn't like traumatic that I'll be like, oh, like my childhood was bad. No, my
Hmm.
childhood was pretty good. I'll
Yep.
say
Yeah, I think I had a great childhood too. My dad was in the military, so we travel a
that.
lot, and I had nothing but great memories. Nothing bad, I think. How would you describe your perfect date? This wine
Mm,
is getting to me. I'm not gonna lie.
girl,
I'm feeling it.
like Farhan told me not to finish the whole bottle, but like,
Oh my god. Yeah, if I start talking about something else that is not career related, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm like,
do you have another one?
no, that's gonna be good enough for me. If not, I'm not gonna. The life is just gonna be there.
So
But
my
yeah,
perfect day would be a day that I could relax, like I say,
yep,
slow down for once, be able to have a lunch with somebody and not worry about what I have to do next.
yes, yes.
So I sometimes I take for granted those days get it's slow
Mm-hmm.
because I would like I wanted to be fast so my life like I could get stuff done, but I mean, it's just you have to enjoy the very
That's
slow
so
days that you
true.
don't have anything to do after a few items that you have to take care of.
Yep, that is so true. I love when we do like a family day on the
Mhm.
weekend, even if it's to take them to the park or just be outside, a little barbecue, like anything. It makes me so happy seeing the kids happy.
Yeah.
Like I can be going through hell and they're happy. I'm like, that's all that matters. So, when did you know you wanted to choose this career path?
Ooh. I don't think you know this about me, Berlin.
I want to know.
So when I was in high school, I was the captain of our criminal justice team. So my goal was to go into criminal justice. I wanted to be FBI, CIA,
What?
you know. So yes, so accounting was nowhere,
It was non-existent.
nowhere, non-existent.
Non-existent. Wow.
But we'll talk about later on about a lot of doors, a lot of no's because of your immigration status.
Yep.
You a
That's so
lot of
true.
jobs in the criminal justice world. You have to be a U.S. citizen. So
Wow. Yeah, because they run all your
your
background
background
and all.
check
Oh
and
my
everything.
God. That's
So
horrible.
can you imagine like a little 18-year-old that literally wanted to be a judge, like wanted to work for the FBI or the CIA or all of that, and for them to say you have a great resume, we would take
Yeah.
you in a heartbeat, but we can't. That was
That's so sad.
It was so discouraging. So I remember telling my science teacher, Miss Birch. Uh, I have her on Facebook, so
Yeah,
shout
she's
out to Miss
watching.
Birch.
Shut up.
Shout out to Miss Birch. I told her it was she kind of mentioned to me about the IRS. She was like, "Well, have you ever thought about accounting?" They were like, "They pay good, they have great benefits. Maybe it's something that uh what's it called? Maybe it's something that you want to look into."
Mhm,
So
mhm.
when I went to college, I started looking at the different fields. I did my associates in general business, and I didn't choose my focus until I did my bachelor's. So
Wow.
my
I would have
associates,
never guessed.
yeah. So
That's so funny.
sometimes I know a thing or two about law.
Hit her up for your law question.
No.
I'm just kidding. Oh my god. Well, I don't. Did I ever tell you what I wanted to do? I don't know if we ever
No,
talked about
no.
it. Well, a lot of people know because I feel like I bring it up a lot. But I always wanted to be a dentist. Always,
Oh,
like
really?
since I was little. Since I was little,
I
I
couldn't
have
do it.
I have dentists in the family.
Okay.
You know, like, and that's why I did the dental assistant. And like I love teeth. I still do. Like I still follow pages that show teeth, and I love watching them get their teeth clean, teeth pulled. I don't know, it's just something about it. I love that stuff. And it didn't happen for the same reason as you, legal status. So I had to
Yeah.
find out, like, what else can I do that doesn't require me to,
Yeah.
because I got turned down a lot because of that. And my dream
And it's
went to crap.
heartbreaking. Like
Yeah.
to hear those no's, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We
Now I
said
feel
it,
like
we were like, no los
I don't
necesito.
need you.
I
Yeah,
don't need you.
I don't need you. And I actually just updated I renewed my license for dental assistant, because I'm like, you never know. Es que uno nunca sabe, en
Nunca
serio.
sabes. Es,
Y ya iba a expirar en mi cumpleaños.
ujú.
Entonces dije, prefiero tenerla, y aunque no la use,
Ajá.
it's there. Because it was like, what for? I'm like, you never know. What would I let that expire that I've been having since like 2014?
Dude, I have my license
10
in
years.
we're
Sorry.
not gonna talk about that.
It just sounds like forever. Um, so we're back to accounting. We're both
Okay.
accountants. What's the most difficult part about your career?
Ooh. I think choosing the right path because as we briefly touch bases earlier in accounting, it's not just accounting.
Mhm.
You have a lot of things that you could do. You could do cost
Yeah.
accounting, you could do auditing, you could do taxations, you could do uh
Can you do assurance?
well, I had
Or
to have my insurance license.
what?
What? But you could do a lot of things within accounting. So choosing the right path and where do you see yourself long term?
Yeah,
So
true.
that's the most difficult part for me. Like I don't want to choose wrong and then I'm stuck in something
Yes.
and hate
Yes.
it because I've talked to some accountants and they hate their job.
Me.
Dread go
I'm just kidding.
they dread going into their work every day. And then I've talked to other people that love their job. So I'll
Yeah,
say that's the most difficult part about
that
my
is
career
so
path.
true.
Choosing the right
Yeah.
path.
And that's where I'm at right now. I'm doing the auditing, and
Hmm.
I'm like, I enjoy doing tax so much. I was doing sales tax,
Who
you know.
are you? Who are you?
So I'm like, oh, I miss the tax part of it. So my new job is gonna be tax. So
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. And it's something I already have the experience on,
Hmm.
so state and local tax. So I'm excited for that, because auditing, I like it, but it's just, I don't love it, and that's my
Okay.
fear. Sticking to it forever, and then wait a few years go by and I'm still hating it. So I feel
Okay.
like tax, I actually really really love doing tax. So that's what I'm gonna go for.
Okay.
Intern. Yeah.
Who are you? Because I remember taking that tax class with you. We both wanted to cry
Yeah.
after every test. Who
Maybe
was
it was
our test?
different, because
Who
to
was
be
our ta-
honest,
Who was our tax professor? Mr. Knowles? Was it Knowles?
you're
Oh
asking the
no.
wrong person, girl.
I look. It says que after every test we wanted to cry because we knew we failed. We,
But it's nothing like the school, I tell you that.
yeah.
I
Okay.
actually love it. um mm-mm-mm. I noticed I repeat a few questions. What's your favorite thing about what you do? Like, do you have a favorite
Ooh,
thing?
I do. I like that it's new every 6 months. So for those who
But that's
don't
for right
know,
now, right?
yeah, for
That's
right
just
now,
right now.
yeah. For those who don't know, in my current role, I do a rotational program within all different sectors in accounting. So every 6 months is something new, and so
That's just
you,
crazy.
yes, it's crazy because you feel like you're starting all over again, but you're really not, because a lot of the things that you learn on your first rotation, you'll just take it and learn and reapply it on your second rotation.
Hmm.
It just
That's
kind
so
of like
cool though.
builds on itself to
Yeah,
make you be a better accountant. So that's probably one of my favorite things that I like so far.
that's so cool. Like I said, I'm doing an internship right now. That's not my favorite thing at all. But I love math. I don't know. I love seeing, like, for example, like when I do payroll, I just
Hmm.
love seeing what other people make and doing what. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I love things like that. Or whenever like I was doing this audit for a bank, and I
Hmm.
love seeing how much people had on their accounts. It was
Mm.
millions, and I'm like, things like that. I enjoy that a lot. I
You
guess the chismosa life.
that she's
I wouldn't say accounting. I would say chismosa life, but I think that was pretty fun. I still prefer my tax.
real. I know
Yeah,
who's gonna be teaching me taxation
I
codes.
got you. I got you. Who do you consider to be your biggest competitor?
Myself.
Yeah, same. I was like, I know this one.
Myself. Yeah,
Yep, same.
I'm my biggest critic and my biggest competitor.
Yep. Like I just want to be
Be
better
the
than
baddest.
myself, you
Yeah,
know?
than myself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. We both on that one. How do you define success in your field? I guess in the
Mm.
well, both have.
I would say when it becomes easy, when a task becomes easy, because that's when you
Yeah,
know that you are that you got this. Like
yeah.
that is no longer a struggle. You're ready
Mm-hmm.
to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
because
agree.
I swear, at the beginning of every little thing that they're teaching you, you want to cry because you're like,
What
"Como?
is this?
What is this? They
Yep.
didn't teach me this in college."
Yeah, it's nothing like it for
So
sure.
I'll say when I finally able to take something and apply it and get an answer at the end, I'm like, lo
Yep.
logré, lo
Like
logré.
como una pro,
Yeah,
like I got this. This is this. Yeah, same. Yeah, I think that's great. Like whenever you actually get a test on that you didn't know what it was in the
yeah.
beginning. What are some strategies or tips you would give to other moms who are considering going back to school? I think
Belén,
I added this.
this
Well,
is
you know
for
the
you.
struggle too, so you can probably give advice too. But I always encourage all my friends to go back to school. Like they know, I always tell them like don't let it make you sit back. Like only because you're a mom, it doesn't mean that you have to stop a lot of stuff. So it probably, if it's like me, like it encouraged me to do better. Like when I became a mom, I wanted more. I became more
Mhm,
ambitious. I feel like I had more goals than when I was single.
mhm,
So I would definitely like say that like just do what you want, do what you love, so you can actually be successful for them.
mhm.
Not just because you're a mom you will stop and stuff. So
What I would say is
yes,
my advice, coming from somebody who's not a mom, is take
but
one
you've seen the
class.
struggle.
I see the struggle. Take
Yeah,
one class. That's all I'm telling you. Take that one class.
yeah.
Get your feet wet. I'm not telling you go jump off like at the deep end of the pool and take four classes.
A
No, no, no.
PhD.
Or PhD, no, tampoco. Like, tampoco. Like, be reasonable. If you know you have a husband, kids at home, look at how much extra time you have, you know, and take
Thanks for
that one
watching,
class.
Michael.
And just take that one class
Yep,
because it
just
will
something.
take something because it's gonna encourage you to take another class.
Yeah.
Once you pass it, it's gonna give you that little
Let's
encouragement.
keep going.
Oh, okay, let's keep going. Yeah, so that's my
That
piece of
is
advice.
no, that's so true. That's so true. And I always tell, people that, like, even if you start with little baby steps, even if it's just one class, just do
Hmm.
it. As long as you start, as long as you at least apply to get in the program that you want or whatever, like,
Yeah.
that's more than enough. Oh, this is gonna be one of my favorite subjects, I think. Did you miss out opportunities in work and school? I misspelled that big time. Due to immigration status.
Yes,
Let me see if I can edit it.
I did. I'll say some missed out opportunities at work. So I'll say that, especially if you try to go into the private sectors or like the government sector, y- there will be a lot of limitation. So
Yep.
I'll say look for something public, like public companies or even counties, like
Yeah.
Harris County or uh, what's some of the other counties in Houston? There's so many,
Girl, I
but
just know hey.
Harris, that's about the main one.
That's all
Uh,
I know.
no, Fort Bend County. Yeah, look at the counties and see if there's jobs out there because a lot of the times they take immigrants. Of course, if you do have your work permit, they'll do take you, and they'll pay
Yeah.
you. It their compensation is very competitive to what you would be making in the private sector. I'll say that. In
Yeah.
addition, their retirements are very competitive also. Just because you can't go into like the IRS or like
They're like, hell no.
yeah, just because you
Stay
can't go over
away.
there, just because you can't do that does not mean that
Yep.
the county level or the city level won't have a job for you that could probably pay you just as much as you were working privately. So
And a lot of these companies, either big or small, they pay to help you fix your immigration statuses.
yes.
I wish I knew this. God, I went through hell just to make shit happen. But now I know that they're
Hmm.
able to. Like, I know my job helps pay for whatever immigration things that you need. They're willing to do anything for you to stay and stuff.
But is it
But
after you reach a certain level, like if
no,
you're a VP or
no, nothing. You
what?
can be an associate, and they'll help you out
Oh,
because it says there.
oh,
Like, as long as you're in, like, an
yeah,
intern can do none of that. But
yeah.
I know the other jobs, like the one I just accepted, that one, it tells you we are not willing to, things like that
Oh,
to help
okay.
you
To
out.
like sign for you,
Yeah, yeah,
sponsor you. That's the
yeah,
word, sponsor.
yeah.
Okay.
So tell us what country are you from, Yeti?
Yo soy del Centroamérica, del país más chiquito en Centroamérica, que es El Salvador. Eh,
¡Eh! Viva El Salvador. Ah.
vive so, si el presidente de El Salvador está viendo, uh,
Shut up.
shout out, Bukele,
Que llegue ya.
que me invite, por favor.
Hey, he's a really good president.
I
Walai.
know. I
Walai.
haven't gone. Okay, I'm probably skipping to like a question later on, but I want to go back so bad.
Pronto.
Muy pronto.
Muy pronto, muy pronto. Todos saben que soy de Ecuador.
Hey.
Hey.
Ahí atrás.
Yeah, I try to rep as much as I can. But yeah, everybody knows. I want to know your story. That's what I put. Tell us your story. How old were you when you first came to the USA?
So
I want to know.
I'll say this. I was very small. I believe I was like either 3 or 4 when I came to the U.S. So I don't remember anything from back home other than stories. And that was like me crucé el río,
For real?
Do yes.
Damn.
I when I tell you, that word that we really don't use, it's not nice. But
Wow.
yeah, my mom brought me to the U.S. when I was like 2 or 3. I came with my mom. So
That's
my dad was already here,
crazy.
and I came
Yeah.
with my mom. So shout out to mommy.
Hey,
Por
shut up.
shout
Por
out to
ella
my
te
mom.
conocí.
Por ella estoy aquí.
Gracias a ella. That's crazy and so little. And the thing is that you don't know what's going on. You're so little at the
Yeah,
moment. Like you, damn, man.
she tells me she's like, bueno, a ver si la convencemos que venga al podcast. Pero ¿cómo se llama? She tells me that I was so little that I just did it. Like for me, it was like I was going on an adventure. You know, I was with my
Yeah.
mom. We were looking at new places. We were crossing
Wow.
like todos los diferentes
That's
países. And she was like, "You were a very good child. Like para hacer
wow.
esa journey." So
Ricky went through that. He tells me his story, and I don't know. I can't remember if it was him or his sister that were crying. Y que
oh,
estaba
okay,
migración ahí.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I can't remember who. I think he's putting the kids to sleep, but I wish he would tell me that. But he told me his story, and just the thought of it is just so sad, you
I'll
know?
say this, like I give my mom a lot of respect for it because imagínate con un would you ever imagine crossing the border with like tu baby?
That's so
Girl,
scary. I
when
can
I
even go to the grocery store with mine. Like,
yeah, ponte a pensar, I was like,
man.
yo a
¿Y
veces me pongo a
cuántas
pensar,
horas o días, you know?
días, días, semanas,
No.
yeah. So,
That's sad, you know? Like the shit that.
y también digamos que dejan todo para venir a este país. Dejas hogar, familia. You never know if you're gonna ever see them again, and
Yep.
they take that trip.
That's so crazy. Well,
It was me crying.
I know, right? The wine is getting to me, so if I start crying, I'm sorry, guys. I'm like feeling it already. But my story, um, how old was I? I was 12. Tenía 12 años
Mhm.
cuando vine a Estados Unidos. Um, I'm still low key hurt because I remember my mom told me we're just gonna go, for vacation, and I was like, heck yeah. So I literally left everything and everyone over there. Like I didn't get to say bye, nothing. So I remember. Well, it's now it's funny, but I remember telling her like, me voy a regresar, me voy a subir en el avión y me voy a ir porque allá tengo mi novio, mis amigos, like now
El
that I think
novio.
about it, like, ¿qué iba a hacer allá yo? Todos están
Yeah.
aquí y qué tal y él ya ni estaba allá. Which I don't remember, girl. Like, I remember we used to talk on the phone still. Y una
Mhm.
vez lo llamé and he called me by another girl's name. Y yo acá, triste en Estados
Triste.
Unidos, llorando, que quiero regresar. So that helped me move on. And I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
yeah, I'm glad I didn't go. But yeah, she didn't, she never told me what was going on. And then, like, a month later, my brother came, my dad came, and then here we are.
Okay.
But
So
yeah.
did you come in visa or what?
Yeah, we had a visa.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do have a story from a viewer.
A ver, ¿dónde está? Oh, ahí está Ricky. My parents said it was a good thing that I made them turn around because there was a huge storm that same night. Was it you that started to
Yeah,
cry? I was
he was
telling
crying.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling them about that.
Yeah.
Because
¿Sabes
I don't.
cuándo veces like eso pasa? Que por milagro de Dios, for some reason, they'll turn back around for XYZ and that probably saved their life.
Yep.
Porque
And that's crazy.
hoy están estas historias de coyotes. If people don't know what a coyote is, uh, those are the people that move the immigrants from like the Mexican side to the U.S. side. They're
Mhm.
supposed to be their guide, and they'll just drop them off in the middle of the
Los
desert.
dejan. Y
Lo
hacen
dejan
eso con
así, like,
niños. Con
yes,
los niños chiquititos, los dejan ahí y ya. Y yo, ¿cómo van a confiar? I mean, I understand that things are hard. Pero ponte a pensar, o sea, los venden ahora hasta por partes del cuerpo, los dejan ahí botados y ya.
yeah,
So I'm like, that's sad. Like, I couldn't just throw my kids there to give them a better life because what if somebody takes them and sell their organs? Like that
yeah.
doesn't mean they're gonna be
I,
okay.
I think my mom. That was one of the things my mom said was, si yo me venía, like if si ella se venía, she was gonna bring
Hmm.
me with her, no matter what. There was no question about leaving me or,
Yeah.
you know what, que se venga con el otro grupo, like they would let her come over with the other group. No, no, no. I
Las
was
dos o nada.
las dos o nada, like that.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my god. Let me skip some of these. Was that the last time you went to? Well, you were in Salvador cuando
No,
tenías tres.
actually, I went back a few years ago. I went back a few years ago. I think when I was 21. From like 3 years old to 21. That was like a long time.
That is a long.
So mi abuela, when she first saw me, she started crying because she was like, "Oh my God, mija! Like the
Oh my
last time I saw you,
god.
you were like a baby. Y mírate ahora ya eres toda una mujer." And I'm like,
Wow.
and it was unfortunately it was the last time I saw my mom's mom
Hmm.
because she a few years later did pass away, but it was the last time. I went back when it was still pretty bad with like the gang violence. So I
Yeah.
haven't gone back and now with like the new president and that everybody's like, "Oh my god, El Salvador is the new place to be to go uh, you know, explore."
And that's also another thing that people don't talk about, like leaving your family members behind, que nunca
Mhm.
los vas a volver a ver,
Yeah.
like at all. Like my grandpa passed like 2 months ago or a month ago, I
Mhm.
think, and he came to visit, but then that was the last time I saw him, and my son was a newborn, I think. I
Mhm.
can't remember. So nobody talks about that. Was there ever a time where you were discriminated by your legal status?
No.
Really?
I don't it's because I never talked about it. It was kind of like esa cosa que we don't talk about it. We don't discuss it. You a U.S. citizen until hasta
Yeah,
que te
unless I
toque
have to.
unless I have
Yeah.
to show you my documents. You know, I grew up here. I went to school here. To this day, a lot of people don't know I'm from El Salvador.
Wow.
They look at me and they're like, "Oh, eres americana," and I'm like, "Dude,
Sure.
I am from the motherland. Soy de la madre patria." And we just don't talk about it. It was my
That's
mom
so good.
from the very beginning. She was like, unless they ask for your U.S. citizenship papers, you don't say a word. You
Yep.
eres de aquí.
Y punto.
Y punto. It wasn't until later on in life that I was like, I'm proud of where I come from. That I was like, no, I am. Soy de América por decisión de mi madre, pero mi corazoncito es El
Proud.
Salvador. Yeah.
I had a horrible experience actually when, because I was a dental assistant and I wanted to do hygiene, like
Okay.
little baby steps to become a dentist. Like I wanted to
Mhm.
really become a dentist. So I did everything to get into this dental hygiene school, and then the lady told me like this: "Are you a U.S. citizen?" And I was like, "No, I'm not, but can I still apply?" She's like, "Unless you have $58,000 right now, then you can. You need your papers and then come back and talk to me." Así me lo dijo. And she was Hispanic as hell, very Hispanic lady. So I left and I cried in the car, and I'm like, when is that gonna be? When am I gonna have papers? Like
Yeah.
she literally killed my dream
Yeah.
right there and then, because I'm like, no tengo el dinero. I can't apply for financial aid. They're not gonna just give me 58,000 like that, just like that, to become a dental hygienist. So that killed me. After that, that's when I decided to change careers. But that upset me. Like I'll never forget that lady because she made me feel so little. But yeah, I think we talked about that. And you say you have a visit.
Huh?
What were your initial impressions when you first came to this country? I guess.
So I was very small. So I really don't remember, but I've always remember of living here, and
Yeah.
enjoying the life here. Mm, my mom tells me, because sometimes I'll be like, "Está bien, cuando sea, I'll retire in El Salvador." And it's just like, girl, you wouldn't even survive not even 2 minutes over there.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to come back because all my life, all I know is the U.S. You know, and it comes back to like people, like a lot of people that be like, oh, they need to go
Oh my
back to
God.
their countries. I'm like, sir,
Yeah.
don't ask me to go back to a country that I don't know. I was like, ni me sé la, national anthem.
Nothing. Yeah.
Tell me to sing la canción de aquí y me la sé de corazón. Pero
Because
tell me
that's
to
all
sing.
you know.
Yeah, that's all I know.
And I hate when people say that. I swear, like, I hate that with a passion. I mean, I never really had to be like discriminated like that. I mean,
Hmm.
like somebody telling me to go back to my country. It was just that lady. I guess because I was really blonde. I don't know. People thought I knew English until
Hmm.
I started talking. But like, no hablo inglés, you know.
Me no speak
But yeah,
English.
yeah, I was like, I don't even know English. What are you talking about? But I do remember coming here and being amazed of everything they had like at the stores. Because it was
Okay.
things that they had over there and then they were just cheap. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, there is an MP3 just like in Ecuador, things like
Mhm.
that. I would get so excited over all of that. Did you encourage any barriers, like
Yes,
language barriers?
girl. Who? So every Hispanic kid that comes from the motherland has to go through ESL classes,
Yes.
and that stands for English as a Second Language. So era cabeza dura. And my mom can testify. Yo no quería aprender el inglés at all.
¿No querías?
No quería. And because, I mean, at home we speak Spanish. At school, my friends speak Spanish. There was no need for me to speak English at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, I get it.
So I remember it was, I think the last day of my second or third grade, and my teacher pulled my mom over, and she was like, mire, ya el próximo año ya no hay español. It's all English.
Solamente inglés.
Solamente inglés. So
No.
so I struggled the first
Ah,
few months in my third or fourth grade class trying to figure out what the hell the teacher was
damn.
saying. And I remember me regresaba a la casa y ¿sabes lo que miraba? Cómo aprendí inglés viendo PBS Kids, en el Canal 8.
They had some good shows there.
Dude, Dragon Tales, todo eso. I was like,
That's so
I will
funny.
go home and watch those shows,
Yeah,
and y
that
después
whole
se me metió en la cabeza like, okay, when I'm at home with my parents, I'm gonna talk Spanish, but I'm gonna try my best to talk English at school. So I will try, entre palabras to
that's so funny.
to speak English. So I think that has been my biggest barrier. Hasta until today, I still struggle sometimes with my English.
Yeah, because we think in
Oh,
Spanish, right? Do you
yes,
do that? Yeah, oh my
yes.
God. And I'm like, o sea, no sé ni en inglés ni en
Ni en
español.
español.
Y los mezclo los dos. And I'm like, whatever, you get the point.
Like this podcast, perfect example of me, like both
Yeah.
languages.
Pero está bien porque también va a haber gente que habla español.
See,
Ahí. That's so funny.
now if you told me to do a whole podcast in Spanish, oh no,
No.
I don't think I could do it. I'll try my best, but
Yo sé decir the thingy of the thingy. Ricky hates that because I'm just like the thingy. That's it.
la
Figure it
cosita,
out.
la cosita aquella.
I struggle a lot because I was older. So of course I had my friends and stuff, and I think it was even hard for me the Spanish side because all my friends were Mexican. So
Mm.
I had like certain words that were bad words to them, so they would laugh at me. Like I would be like saying
So
different
you also
things.
have like cultural barriers.
Yeah, all of
Okay.
them were Mexican. All of them were Mexican. So they'll they would laugh with me.
Mhm.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm trying.
Mhm.
But um, this is the last one. I mean, this is as an immigrant. Like
Okay.
not masters and stuff. But did anything funny happen to you? Well, embarrassing at all?
Yes. Did you remember popcorn? Popcorn reading?
No.
It's cuando te ponen a leer algo y you have to start off donde la otra persona termina. So
Now
I
I
was
know what
in,
you mean.
yeah, so I was in English class and I started crying, girl. Because I couldn't do it. No
No.
lo sabía leer, so I started crying.
I
It
feel
was
so
pretty embarrassing.
bad.
And then my teacher was like, "Why are you crying?" Like she didn't know. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
she
yeah.
knew. So she was like,
That's
"Why
tough.
are you crying?" And I was like, "Porque?" I was like, "Because I don't know."
No,
I was like, "I don't know how to read." And in English, I know
that's
how to
so
read in Spanish, but I
sad.
couldn't read in English. And she took it upon herself to teach me. Let's just say that. To
That's so nice. Those are the
yeah,
teachers that you remember forever. Like
yeah.
you want to know what happened to me?
A ver qué pasó.
So when I used to live, in Ecuador,
Mhm.
we never had to leave the class. We were in the same class all day. It's not like here, que historia, science, English.
Mhm.
I wasn't used to that. So I remember being here. It was like my first week or something.
Mhm.
So la alarma sonó, like, to
Mhm.
go to a different class.
Yeah.
Y yo me fui afuera a estar ahí en el bus, ahí parada afuera. So I got in trouble because I thought it was time to go home. They're like, no,
Mhm.
that means that you
You
have
go
to
to
go
the
to your
next
next.
period.
Y yo estaba parada ahí afuera.
You were ready to go home.
Yeah, I was in trouble. I was just there with my little backpack. I was like, es que en Ecuador vienen los maestros y ya, like,
Yeah.
so that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's all I have. We have to have a part two though. I feel like this was very like really
We didn't
really
even get
good.
to the good part.
Yeah, I had to skip a few questions just to make it like an hour and a half ish, but we have to
Okay.
have a part two because this was great.
Definitely. Whenever you want to have me back.
I keep hearing things, but thank you for joining me
No, thank
and
you for
being
having me.
part of this and being in my life.
Oh,
But hopefully we can have a part two.
definitely.
You know,
Maybe we convince a certain someone to join
yes,
us
yes. Let's
because
have.
the second part, do we want to drop like a little breadcrumb?
I think
Crumb?
we should.
You should. We're gonna be talking about immigration and how that has impacted us both
Yeah.
in our careers and in our personal life. And we'll talk into DACA. Uh, Unfortunately for me, I don't really have a lot of experience with DACA, so I probably won't be able to give a lot of input as a
Hmm.
certain someone that we know. So we'll try our best to have
Yes,
him
let's bring him, and I
bring
think
him
that'll
in.
be fun. I'm gonna plan a part two, and then we can definitely do it together with him. Talk a little bit
Okay.
more of his career and then our career.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining,
No,
and
thank you for
everybody.
having
I
me.
hope
Thank you for
share
joining us.
share the video, and I hope we encourage some people, to keep going, even though whatever happened to us, all the no's, all that stuff. I think it made us be where we at right now. I
Yeah.
guess not giving up was the key.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, thanks everyone for watching and commenting and join us on part two because we have to have a part two. And yeah,
Bye.
bye. See you soon.
See ya.